just now. Thank you, William. I had already forgotten, you see. Yeah, welcome, Horace. Jose, welcome, Hublo, Ulrich. We are going to start very soon. We're just giving it a few minutes for more people to join us. But meanwhile, I believe that you are able to speak. So I'd love to hear from you. Where are you joining us from? And would you say that you are a business analyst or not? If not, what do you do? Ohas, do you want to tell us? Ohas is unmuted, but I can't hear him. I don't know if it's just me.
No, me too.
I can't hear him. Maybe he should log off and then come back.
Okay. Ohas, if you're saying something, we cannot hear you. And if this persists, then please try logging in again. All right. How about Hublo? I'm sorry, I don't know why it's hard for me to say that name. Hublo Ulrich. Hello to you. Can you hear us? Can you say something? How about Julie?
Hello.
Hi. Can you hear?
I'm Julie Malé. I'm joining from Cameroon, from Douala precisely, and I'm becoming a business analyst, like IT business analyst with a specialization of database administration and data analysis. And I will have my ECBA next week. I've already prepared for it.
Wow.
I've joined the last course for the months of June to September. And I'm ready to take the exam. I'll take the exam next week. I've already done the 2 practice tests. And, I'm sure that I'll pass the exam by the grace of God. So I'm taking work to maintain the skills of the business analysis. Yes, that's me.
Wow, all the best, Julie. This time next week you'll be an ECBA certified
Yes,
person.
yes.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks for that, Julie.
I like the confidence. That's
Yes.
good, Julie. Well done.
Thank you very much. And a big thanks to William for the teaching and for all the support. He's supporting me right now, and he will continue to do that. Thank you very much.
William, super trainer.
You're welcome, Julie.
Super trainer, super coach. Awesome. So we have Horace who came back. Horace, can you speak now?
Okay, now, can you hear me now, or is it
Yes. Yes.
okay? Great. Sorry, I was in another meeting. I just finished now. Yes. You talked before, but I didn't really hear everything that you were saying, Lauren.
Yes. So the question is, where are you joining us from? Are you a business analyst? If not, what do you do?
Okay, great. Okay, I'm joining from Germany, Munich. So I'm living near Munich, not really in Munich, but like in Ingolstadt, it is like 30 minutes from Munich. And I'm not a business analyst, but I'm looking for to do a training there and to pass my exam actually. And now I was just curious to attend first and see what is going on in Eva, Cameroon, and yes, uh, I hope I will enjoy it. I'm sure I will enjoy it. Okay. Great.
Great. I'm
Yeah.
sure you will enjoy it, definitely. And you will get to know more about business analysis.
Yes. Thank you. Okay.
All right. It's 10
I
past.
can
It's 10.
normally, okay.
Yes. Yes,
You
go
ask
ahead.
what normally I lose my job like 2, 3 months ago, but I was working in automotive industry like entire part of data analyst actually. Yes.
Okay.
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 I respond to all your I answer all your questions. Thank you.
Thank you. As William, this is a potential contributor for the livre blanc sur la donnée.
Exactly, definitely.
Okay.
We do have a few minutes while we try to get the second speaker on. So, William, please, can you just tell us a little bit about this initiative called the Livre Blanc sur la donnée, especially for our data analysts in the audience? Maybe he'll get
Well,
involved.
okay, well, Livre Blanc is an initiative from JCAM. I hope you know GE CAM. They represent the main company and CEOs in Cameroon. So they started this initiative in order for us professionals to write a livre blanc, a common, let's say, business body of knowledge. But yes, a common a document where we can explain what is data, how can data help us, and where we can give some tips, some advices to um, other companies, to the government, to the everyday people. What is data? How can data help them and help an organization? So it's something like that. So they expect us to share our experience, our um, uh, expertise in that document. So it's something like it should not be very technical, very general, maybe like 30 to 40 pages, easy to read. And the idea is for all of us. So it's open to any um, professional working with data based in Cameroon and abroad. Um, so we can, so it's a so everyone can participate in the writing of that document, let's say like that. And at the end, we will have all our names and we will present that to the JCAM, etc. So the plan is to have the document finished at the end of the year. So everyone is welcome to participate. We do a weekly. We have a weekly session where we talk about it and we see the how we have a weekly meeting every Friday. So if you know any people who are expert in data or who work with data, professional managers, etc., so don't hesitate to share any names, any tips. Thank you.
Thank you for that, William. Ohas and I are in contact, so if he's interested in this initiative, definitely we will be exchanging on that. So thank you. Welcome to those who joined us in the meantime. Welcome to our speaker, Basiru Jaye, Imani, Alex. Welcome to all of you. It's 15 past. I do know Imani is joining us from Douala, and so is Alex, unless you migrated, Imani. What's going on?
Oh, dual IDs. Sorry, the mic was a bit far. Dual IDs. Hello, everyone. Very
Great
happy here with you today.
to have you here, Imani. Imani is a former speaker on the BA Meetup online, so it's an honor to have you back here as an audience member. All right, other people are joining. Other people are joining, and we'll let them join in their time, but I think we can start. Yes, recording is happening. Great. Okay, welcome, very warm welcome to our BA Meetup After Work online on the theme of sustainability by design. But let me first present myself as your host this evening. Very happy to be your host this evening. I am a business analyst, project manager, agile leader, consultant, trainer, who is certified in all of these areas with almost a decade of experience, also in different industries. And with IIBA Cameroon, I am a vice president, professional development, and a trainer in business analysis. So it's a pleasure to host this event and have you all here on this platform to discuss a very interesting topic. Let us start with the agenda. We'll have a brief welcome, which I'm already doing, an introduction to IIBA Cameroon, yes, because we must know the organization behind this event. Then we'll dive into the conversation with Mona and Basiru, and you'll have enough time to ask your questions and to interact and to contribute. Speaking of ground rules, very simple. When you're not speaking, mute your mic. If you want to speak, raise your hand. If you want to communicate, you can use the chat as well. But we also have a Q&A function here on Zoom. When you have questions that you do not want to express vocally, you can put them there. And when you have to speak, do introduce yourself, because this is also a networking event in addition to being a webinar. And this session is recorded. This session is recorded. So if you are not comfortable with that, you have to leave the session, unfortunately. But we hope you have no problem with that. Similarly, we will be taking screenshots of this event. So if you are not comfortable with that, no, you don't have to leave the event, but let us know. You can contact one of us, either myself or William, and we'll make sure that in case we do publish photos of the event for communication purposes, yours will be edited out. At the end of this event, your Zoom will prompt you to fill a satisfaction survey, which is very short. Please do so because your feedback will help us improve the event. Finally, be kind, be open. We are really here to learn together. So feel free to contribute as much as you want to, and do listen to what everyone has to share so that we can all grow together. Participate and enjoy. That's what I'll end with. Well, I said we need to know the organization behind this event, and that is called the IBA Cameroon chapter. IBA is the International Institute of Business Analysis. It's a worldwide organization which operates in chapters in different countries, and Cameroon is one of those chapters. Why do we exist? Essentially to develop the business analysis profession in the country and to help organizations achieve better outcomes. We have a physical presence in Douala, but you can also reach us through our channels, LinkedIn, our website, and our contact number. We are a young chapter, by the way. We are only 4 years old. Next year we'll be 5. But we've managed to grow our community to 88 members, and 18 are certified. Thanks to the efforts of William, our president, who is here, and the entire team behind it. Shout out to Alex, they're doing an amazing job. What do we do at IBA Cameroon? Well, we organize trainings on business analysis and related topics. We have professional exchanges like this one we're having right now, online and in person. We have activities where we promote the profession of business analysis. We do certification study groups to help people achieve business analysis certifications. We're also a consultancy. Believe me, we are. So we have a group of experts, certified experts, who can offer consulting services, and we form strategic partnerships. Earlier on, William was explaining one of the activities we're doing with a partner called GCAM, the Groupement des Entreprises du Cameroun. And it's a very powerful exercise happening right now to give a white paper on data management in Cameroon. And it's the first of its kind in Central Africa. And we're proud partners of this initiative. And William especially is leading it. And on behalf of the GCAM, we are coordinating experts from across the country to build this white paper on data management. And we have a lot of exciting partnerships, which we keep on growing. So believe me, it's a dynamic community. And if you're not already involved, you're welcome to join us. You can stay involved. You can stay informed through our IIBA LinkedIn platform, where we are constantly publishing content on our activities and our events, our trainings, our webinars, all of that. So all you need to do is follow us and you'll get all the information. All right, let's get to the topic that brought you here. But first, when we say business analysis, what do we really mean, right? If you're not a BA, if you have no idea what that topic is, Business analysis is an approach that enables change by identifying needs and recommending solutions that bring value to stakeholders in their context. That's what it is. Don't get distracted by business and analysis. It's really change enablement, okay? And we have something in the IIBA we call knowledge areas. And knowledge areas are categories of tasks that business analysts perform. You can see them here on the right, and believe me, I'm not going to try to explain them, but one of them is requirements analysis and design definition. And the reason why I highlight that is because the BA's work is in two parts. We make sure that the need is understood. That's where requirements come in. And we make sure that we recommend the right solutions. So we participate in the design of solutions. And this brings us to our topic today. How do we connect business analysis and sustainability? How do we make sure that sustainability is part of the process of design of solutions? Well, I'm not the expert here, so that's where we're going to talk to our experts, Mona Lisa and Basiru. I'll stop sharing here. I'll stop sharing here so that we can finally hear them. I will start with Mona Lisa. Our audience want to know who you are, Mona Lisa. So please, can you tell us a bit about yourself? Mona, are you there? If Mona is not ready, is Basiru ready? I think Basiru had a challenge. He's not there. Mona, are you there? William, I don't know if I'm the one who
Yeah.
is
No,
facing
I think
Yeah.
she's still there. I think she just need a minute.
All right. Okay. Now while waiting, all right, I see that Basiru is now able to speak. Basiru,
Yes, greetings, everyone.
hello to you. Can you accept to be promoted to panelist grade so that we can see you? Great. Okay. While waiting for Mona to join us, Basiru, yes, we'd love to hear about you. Who are you?
All right, my name is Basiru. I work at the National Youth Council as a youth development specialist, and also I'm the focal point for Youth Connect Africa in the Gambia. My work basically focusing on designing programs for young people, connecting young people to opportunities. So basically, that's what I do, and that's who is Basiru. Thank you.
Wow, that was short. That was so short. We want to know more about you, but yeah, I guess we will know more as we proceed with the conversation. Okay. Mona, are you there? I think Mona might be having a challenge at the
Hello,
moment.
hello.
Yes, yes, Mona.
Yeah, I'm back. I was having some internet issues, but I'm back. Let me open
Okay.
my mic and my camera. Am I
Yes.
audible enough?
Yes, we
Okay,
see
so
you.
I
We see
missed
you. We
the
hear
first
you.
part of your presentation. I came back when Basiru was introducing himself.
All right, all right, all right. Well, now we are asking you to introduce yourself. So who are you, Mona?
Okay, thank you, Florence. I'm Mona Lisa Eva GBAE. I'm a project manager and I'm working at MTN Cameroon as a coordinator in charge of design and enablement. So as part of my work, I'm also a product owner for those who are familiar with agile methodologies in project management. I'm in charge of securing the value of the project throughout the whole life cycle of the project and ensuring that the product, the deliverables actually meet the value for which the project was launched. Now, on the other side of what I'm currently doing, I'm a sustainability practitioner and enthusiast. I am the founder of a grassroots community organization called Dream Again, which is actually promoting sustainability, working with communities to help them to develop themselves. And I'm also a youth peace and security enthusiast, if I can say it that way. So that goes a little bit in line with what Basiru was just explaining before. So I'm also working with youth, promoting, advocating for peace, security, and I'm also working a lot with women, doing women empowerment, working along with associations that are promoting women. So that's what I can say just to introduce myself in 2 minutes. Thank you, Florence.
And thank you, Mona. Yes, you are involved in a lot of things. But we heard you say that you are an advocate for sustainability. So you can help us understand what sustainability is. It's a buzzword. We hear it a lot. We hear about the United Nations SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. Please help us understand what on earth is this sustainability thing, and how does it fit into your work as a project manager, as a product owner, in your organizations, all of that.
Okay, thank you, Florence. So just to define sustainability so that everyone is aligned on what it is, sustainability as per the UN definition is meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future. That is doing everything that we are actually doing, developing the work, coming in with solutions that are helping the mankind without compromising the future, ensuring that the next generation will still have trees, for instance, they will still have biodiversity, we will be developing the world without actually putting all those resources that we have at risk. So how are we actually working towards our development, towards helping human to live in a better world while ensuring that all these activities are not putting our world at risk. So that's the short definition that I can give. Now, to come back to your question was, how does it influence? Hello?
Please proceed,
It
Mona.
seems as if a mic is open. Hello?
Yeah, you can go ahead. You can go ahead.
Okay. So there are many sustainability challenges faced by the world today. And one major challenge is climate change, which is at the intersection of everything that we are actually going through. As you know, climate change is caused by the emission of greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide. And the earth temperature is actually rising, leading to a range of negative impacts, such as more frequent and severe natural disasters, lot of biodiversity. And another significant challenge that we have is the depletion of natural resources, such as water, forests, mineral. And this is actually leading to a degradation and loss of habitat for many species. And we have a lot of conflicts that are actually arising around or because as a result of these limited resources. Apart from that, we have poverty, which is a major sustainability challenge, education, healthcare, and we have food security as well, which is another concern. And we have also the loss of biodiversity. So you can see that all these problems are human problems and only humans can actually solve them. And as project managers working on various projects, it's important that we integrate, we ensure that we are mainstreaming sustainability in everything that we do so that we can actually act as advocates, act as agents for change, and work throughout the preservation of this beautiful planet that we are living in.
Well,
Thank
thank you
you.
for that introduction to sustainability, Mona. And I'm curious, I know that you currently work in the telecom industry, and I wonder what it looks like to manage a project in the telecom industry with telecom products, like we know them, voice, data, internet, all of that, and to integrate sustainability into your project. What can that look like, for example?
Okay. As a project manager, as I was saying, it's important to consider sustainability when we are setting goals and objectives for our project. So this can include establishing targets for reducing energy consumption, for example, or waste, as well as using materials that are environmentally friendly. So if I have to come back at the company in which I work, we have several ongoing sustainability projects. So the advantage that we actually have is that sustainability is integrated in our company strategy. So we have initiative to actually reduce our water consumption in our offices, in all our sites to reduce energy consumption. We also have initiatives that are actually aiming at transitioning from using equipments that are using fuel to green energy. So we have some solar sites, mostly in rural area. And we have realized that while using such equipment, for example, we are actually reducing our consumption, we are actually even reducing cost, and we are actually helping in developing all those the communities living around those areas. Now, if I have to come back to some examples to which the audience can relate to, we sometimes launch some initiative like collecting back used phones. So when you have a defect phone that you have at home, we are working with some organization that are collecting those waste, recycling them, or actually transforming them and using some parts to actually maybe design some new things, that kind of thing. And apart from that, we also have a specific unit, an ESG team actually, that is looking at most of the projects that we are launching to ensure that those projects are actually green and are not harmful for the planet. So that is what we are actually doing at a company level and trying to align with not only the sustainable development goals, but also the national determined contributions of our country, Cameroon.
Okay, and thanks a lot for that, Mona. I think it becomes more and more concrete, right, from the concept of sustainability to seeing how you are actually incorporating it in your work. Right, so let me come back to Basiru. We want to hear more about Basiru and what he is doing. So, Basiru, we're coming to the topic of business analysis again. And we're curious to know, you who are a youth development specialist, and you actually do a lot of work in sustainability as well. So, can you tell us how the presence or absence of business analysis impacts your activities?
Thank you so much. Excuse me because I'm having some connectivity problem. So I don't know if I can share my screen a little bit. I'm trying to share. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if you are seeing my screen, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So actually, thank you so much for that question. I would love to bring the context of my work in the Gambia. So if you look at our current population, we are 65%. Actually, I work at the National Youth Council, a body responsible to coordinate all affairs of the young people in the Gambia. And to the other side, I'm also the focal point for Youth Connect Africa. Youth Connect Africa focuses on connecting young people to opportunities, just like what business analysis is doing by bridging the gap between government, private sector, civil society, and then all other things. So coming back to the Gambia, so many of our intervention like employment, entrepreneurship, innovation, as programs, we always look at that, but our impact varies. So now the difference here, it will lie whether there is presence of business analysis or there is absence of business analysis. Because as you have mentioned at the beginning of your introduction for this event, that's why I came with the conclusion of saying that business analysis determine whether projects solve the right problems and remain sustainable beyond donor cycle. I know these are common scenario for all other African countries. When projects comes in, donor cycle will come. Now, when the funding ends, the project collapse. So when business analysis is present in our work as youth development, or like in the areas that I'm doing, first of all is when there is evidence based on real evidence, like evidence based in terms of programming. Like for instance, if you say, okay, you are targeting unemployment rate in the Gambia, the first thing you need to ask yourself, do you have the data? Do you have the evidence that you are really doing? Instead of saying, okay, the young people are the highest population, but you don't know really what is the data, what is the current unemployment rate. And if you look at this as well, you need to understand there are young people like that's why in this type of youth employment, there is a term that we call the need, like not in employment, training, or education. So that aspect also you need to understand. So as long that business analysis is concerned, there should be clear rule. Stakeholders rules are clear, resources are optimized, and progress is measurable. The most important part is built-in sustainability, because sustainability built into model, not just afterthought. Like for instance, we call it in the Gambia, if you have a donor project and then it fades out, they call it a white elephant project. Now, at the level of the Youth Connect Gambia, when we were launching the Youth Connect Gambia initiative by our president, a baseline assessment was done, a stakeholder mapping also was done, because the idea was to not bringing a new different initiative, but to leverage on the existing opportunities that are really that will really change lives of young people in this country. So that's why we have baseline assessment and then stakeholder mapping. So we identify the gap. Also, that is through the business analysis, we identify the gaps in employability, access to finance, in digital skills. Also, we have targeted responses. We have created national mentorship programs around the country. We have also ensured that the long-term impact is there. So another program that we have in the rural Gambia, that is the Upper River region, was a waste management and climate campaign. So what we did was uh, we did the stakeholder mapping. Also, we have our revenue model that we were having, and also we included integrated climate education for schools. So the project evolved from short-term campaign to sustainable green businesses. So when business analysis is absent, meaning at times, like a clear example, the project which failed, because as a project manager or project specialist or youth development specialist, at times you implement project, or like donors will have their area of focus, but then at the end of the day some will have the absence of business analysis. So when can you detect that? When projects start with enthusiasm but without clear problem definition or data. You just want to do and then take pictures and then go, so there is no real impact on that. Activities are implemented, but impact couldn't be measured or tracked, then meaning there is no monitoring and evaluation after the implementation of that project. Duplication of effort, like multiple actors doing similar thing without coordination. Just like a clear example, it was during the COVID-19. When the COVID-19 came, everybody was running around, okay, doing sensitization instead of, okay, why can we have a joint effort? If you do sensitization, another association give out sanitary materials, the other one focus on relief. So that's a coordinated effort. But if everybody targeting the same beneficiaries, like, then there will be no real impact. It's like our organization do this, next organization do that, so short life results as well, limited community ownership. At times you bring project where you don't even consult the community, all right, and after the launching they will leave it like there because there is no community ownership. So consequences for sustainability without business analysis, yeah, depend entirely on external funding like projects, no local ownership or sustainability planning. Gain fades quickly after funding ends. Yeah, because there was no proper assessment done, there was no clear definition of problem statement or data. But when there is always business analysis, projects are viable, they create economic pathways, they build social and environmental sustainability, they sustain resource design. So, in a short note, with the presence of business analysis, problems are solved holistically instead of firefighting, that is to say, like, only reacting, but they went to the root cause of the problem. So to end, like, key lessons that we learn from the advent of business analysis, that is, we enhance our coordination mechanism. We give out results. Like, for instance, if you come at the GAM, at the level of the GAM, we have a youth database wherein anywhere you can access it anywhere. Whosoever requires the data for young people in terms of unemployment, in terms of gender, in terms of any other areas, there is a centralized data that you can access to make decision. So in short, in Gambia, we have learned that sustainability is a key thing. So, in short, this is what I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Basiru. I have to say, personally, because I've been so exposed to business analysis in the standard areas like IT, like telecoms, like banking, even healthcare, pharma, all of that, this is a really new perspective. Like applying business analysis in these youth development projects and even in government or the public sector. That is quite interesting. Thank you for that. So my follow-up question for you, Basiru, is with this understanding of business analysis, would you consider yourself a business analyst? Basiru, you're muted.
Yes, I indirectly, yes, indirectly, I will consider myself a business analysis. Business analyst, I will say, because when I'm thinking about as a youth development specialist, I bring tangible solutions to the problems of young people. So in this cap that I'm wearing, yes, I consider myself as a business analyst.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Basiru. All right, now I'm coming back to Mona. I'm coming back to you. And you are a project manager. Project managers and business analysts are like best frenemies, friends and enemies. They work a lot together. I'm sure you do work with business analysts in your environment, Mona. What would you tell us, business analysts, in terms of how we can integrate sustainability practices in our work?
Thank you, Florence. You have described the relationship between BAs and PM so well. It's like a Tom and Jerry thing. Okay, let me share my screen to answer your question. Just tell me if you are seeing my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Not yet.
Okay. Is it okay? Is it okay? I'm not getting you. Your mic is mute. Are
Yes,
you seeing
yes,
my
yes.
screen?
I see your screen, yes.
Okay. Well, let me go back to the beginning. Maybe I will just take advantage of the opportunity that you are giving me so that we can go through it at once. Yeah. Well, um, let us start with project management and how it intersect or how it comes in with sustainability. So last year, there was a joint venture between the Project Management Institute and Green Project Management. They collaborated to actually integrate sustainability into global project management practice. And you already know that the PMI is the leading body in terms of project management in the world. So this partnership actually aligns with project management standard, but also with environmental, social, and government principle, and also with the 17 United Nations sustainability goals. And the objective of this actually is to equip project managers with tools and frameworks to deliver projects that actually brings value, that create a shared value and address the global challenges that we are actually facing as human. And I've anticipated on the question that you asked because I wanted us to have a common definition of the key concept that we are going to use throughout this presentation. Sustainability, we have already gone through. Design a usable representation of a solution that focuses on understanding how value may be realized if the solution is built. As BA, the audience understands this definition better than me. And the project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. I'll come back to the design part, design definition, a usable representation of a solution that focuses on understanding how value may be realized if the solution is built. So what we have to keep in mind here is that it's about value. So it's about integrating the value of sustainability in everything that we do as PM or as BA. So to better illustrate this, I will wear my cap of green project manager now, not just project manager, but green project manager to actually talk and present you a standard that exists, which is the Green Project Management P5 standard framework. And it actually focuses on 5 key dimensions: product, process, people, planet, and prosperity to guide sustainable project management and ensure that the project that you are launching are delivering lasting benefits while minimizing negative impact not only on society but also on the environment. So if I have to go to the P5 framework, we'll start with the product and process focus. So product, as a BA, we have to ensure that the products that we are working on ensure sustainable deliverable while process emphasizes sustainable methods in project execution. On the people side and planet, we have to ensure that it focuses on social responsibility, stakeholder engagement, and promote environmental stewardship. And prosperity, we have to ensure also that the economic value is being created and align the project goals with global sustainability for better outcomes. So, how do we apply those P5 dimension? We have the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, that are displayed here on the screen. I think most of you people are familiar with them. We have no poverty, good health, quality education, all of that, climate actions. So, how do we use our P5 standards and the sustainable development goals to actually ensure that we are being sustainable? So the first thing as business analysts is to design product to be sustainable throughout your life cycle. You asked me a question before, and you wanted me to give you some examples of what MTN is actually doing in terms of sustainability. So if you look at the first example, for instance, you have Apple. Most of the audience here are Apple customers. And what Apple has done to actually align with the sustainability goals is to design your device in a way that they can use the recycle aluminum and paper, and by that way reduce raw material extraction. You know that there was a lot of discussion around the fact that child labor in Congo RDC, they were extracting minerals used by those manufacturers. So this is the solution that they actually find to reduce that extraction. Also, you have a company like Cisco, which is offering take back and reuse program for network equipment. So when you buy an equipment, if you want to upgrade and come and buy a new one, they give you the possibility to bring the old one and just pay a small value on top to get a new one. And when they take it, they recycle it, and then they can manufacture a new equipment. So that's how they are actually working. You have the second dimension is about designing products that are easy to repair to help extend your lifespan. We know that today we are in a consumption world. We just want to keep buying, buying, buying. And this is actually having a negative impact on our environment. So this is about being a little minimalist, working on products that can be good and sustainable that people can use during a long period without having the need to go and buy new phones. So you have a lot of telecommunication operators, even MTN, as I gave the example before, which is working with smartphones, um, modems, repairer to make it easy for customers, taking into consideration the economic environment also, to help customer to repair rather than replace devices. So we also have to look at reducing electronic waste. And for that one, we are very good at it. So we partner with local recycle to collect used SIM cards and devices to align with the sustainability goals. After that, we have the process. Remember, we are talking about the P5, product, process, people, planet, prosperity. So as far as process is concerned, we have the lean project management. Lean project management is actually looking at how to reduce waste at each step of project of the project execution in a way that we can be more efficient and use less resources. We also have remote collaboration. This is what you are actually doing at IBA. If we had to meet in person, all of us will be maybe driving a car, taking a taxi, all that will be actually sending uh, uh, um, how did I call GHG in the environment, and we will not be helping our planet actually. So we have to look at remote collaboration tools, use them so that we can cut our carbon footprint. Also, we have some tools that we can use like AI tools to enable predictive maintenance, to reduce manual servicing, energy use, and cost. Also, we have things like an initiative like using digital documentation, digital signature. All of those things, all of those tools are actually environmentally friendly. So while designing products, we have to look at those dimensions and how we can embed them to a solution to actually make it green. Now we are talking about the third dimension, which is about social responsibility. Social responsibility. How are we empowering our stakeholders? How are we empowering and respecting our employee, customers, and community? So it's very central to project design and is part of what we are actually doing in a project, and it's something that we have to be taking a look at. Also, we have to be inclusive while we are designing our product, our services, taking into consideration the diversity, the differences. You have some people that are uh, um, physically impaired. You have some people that are neurodivergent. You have to take into consideration the users, the target, and actually design products that can satisfy all those customers. Also, during the hiring process, we have to be inclusive, ensuring that everyone can actually fit into the organization that we are putting into place to execute the project. Apart from that, we have to promote digital inclusion, social equity, and improve access to technology and education in communities. And this can be done through online platforms where people can actually connect, take some courses, and have the same opportunities as those living in developing countries or big towns. Also, we have to be building trust and well-being, ensuring that our product, our services are not harmful and that they are actually enhancing societal well-being. The fourth P is about environmental stewardship, minimizing our carbon footprint. Very important. While designing a product, we have to look at the packaging, we have to look at all the parts that will be used and look for the greenest, the greenest solution uh, um, before going into the design. Also, I mentioned the fact that we can be using some solar solution to reduce fuel consumption, emission, carbon footprint as well. Also, we have to incorporate environmental design, not only to meet regulations, but also to help our country to achieve the national determined contribution. Because if you don't know, every country has some KPIs that have been set by the UN, the United Nations, and everything that we are doing is actually help the country to meet the goals that have been set. And the last P of the 5P framework is about economic sustainability. So this one focuses on delivering long-term sustainable value creation. And it can only be achieved through responsible practice. And for this one, we have to ensure that we are working with local communities, local economies to help them grow and ensure that the projects that we are working on is not only benefiting people that are coming from abroad, the investor, but also the local communities and the population around. We also have to look at some innovative and financial inclusion like mobile money that is driving financial inclusion and economic development in most of the emerging market. And lastly, we have to design our project and keeping in mind that it's not only about financial revenue, but it has to support broader development goals. I like to say that project, no matter which type of project you are working on, the first beneficiary is the mankind. So even if you are working in IT, in healthcare, in any domain, just keep in mind that from the moment that they give you something to do, it will benefit you and the next generation. So in practice, how can you embed it into your activity? So from the beginning, the first thing is to from the, how do they call it, initiation phase, when you are actually in the ideation process, you have to embed sustainability consideration. You have to use some impact assessment tools. I'll put some links in the chat when I finish to share one of the impact assessment tools that you can use as part of the P5 framework. You have to also look at ensuring that you are working with a cross-functional team that integrate IT, customer service, ESG team, everyone, to ensure that all the requirements, all the needs are being taken into consideration to have a product that will actually serve everyone and provide the value for which it has been launched, and integrate the sustainability practice into it to have efficient products and projects that align with the P5 standard. Um, yeah, so now as a BA, what can I do as from tomorrow? First thing, when they assign me a project or an initiative, is to identify sustainability opportunities. I just presented some of them. What can I do to incorporate even one sustainability requirement into what has been assigned to me? We have to advocate for sustainable KPIs to measure environmental and social impact alongside business goals. We have to facilitate stakeholder engagement ensure that we are working with a cross-functional team, and we have to ensure that we are integrating everything that we just discussed in the project design and ensure that the project will deliver value to the society and the environment. So, call to action. Dear BAs, dear project manager, please, we count on you to lead sustainable project design that will be fostering people, planet, and prosperity. So this is just an image of the P5 impact analysis process. And I'll also share a link in the chat so that you can access to the document, and so that you can start using it. Just to go through, you have 7 steps. That is understanding the project context. We do that in project management, in business analysis as well. Identify the actual and potential impact from the product and process perspective. Score the severity depending on the KPIs of the company and the data that you have. Assign a score. It also depends on the data. And after that, you have the possibility to develop a sustainability management plan alongside all the subsidiary plan that you have as part as the project management communication plan, resources plan. You just have to also have a sustainability management plan that you can incorporate. And after that, assign different actions to the owners and follow up with them, and ensure that you provide impact outcome when the project is delivered, and that you have a sustainability report presenting everything that you have been able to do for the planet. So that's what I just wanted to share with you.
Oh, thank you, Mona. That was very detailed. In terms of recommendations, you've really given us detailed step-by-steps on how we can incorporate sustainability as business analysts. For sure, I recognized immediately my activities as a business analyst in the areas of product, process, and people. That was an immediate connection. I had not been thinking about the planet, and I had not been thinking about prosperity, except the prosperity of my client, right, or my business. But you're taking it to another level. The prosperity of my end users, the people we're actually
Yeah.
trying to serve. And I'm
Not only
keeping
your end users, but your grandchildren, your
ah,
prosperity,
my generations to
the
come, right?
future generation. Yeah.
Yes, and definitely I'm retaining these sustainability requirements. And when I worked in the IT space, there were some requirements that I always had to make sure that I covered: security, monitoring, risk management. Those were the basics. So now I'm taking sustainability requirements as part of that checklist. Thank you so much, Mona, for that detail, that level of detail you've given us. Julie, I do see your hand, and we'll get to the Q&A very soon. So please just be patient. And I will come back to Basiru, and this will be my last question to the speakers. Then I will let the audience drill you with their questions, okay? Basiru, earlier on, you did say you recognize yourself as a business analyst now. So if you had to talk to business analysts who want to be in your area, who want to do this youth development thing you're doing, or who want to get more active in sustainability, what role do you think they can play in these spaces?
Thank you so much, Ebo, for that question. Yeah, when we talk about business analysis in the role as a youth development specialist, one thing I always think about, like as African, we must remember we are working in a context where challenges are very complex and resources are limited and systems are still evolving. And this makes, let's say, the role of business analysis even more important because they bring structure, clarity, and strategy to, problems that affect millions of African young people. First of all, I love to say that thinking about it in the context of Africa, because I love to give examples about that. Now, if I'm thinking about business analysis, I think like it is helping. It can help Africa identify root causes, as I mentioned earlier on, rather than reacting to symptoms. We are very good at reacting, like I call it firefighting. Like for instance, youth and unemployment. For example, when we look at the youth unemployment, now the business analysis will think about it's not only about like lacking jobs, no, but do we reflect the root causes of that lack of employment? Is it about skill mismatch? Is it about the weak private sector like absorption? Because if you look at the most of the governments around Africa, the primary employer is government, not the private sector, and that becomes a problem. Now, another example, is it barrier to finance? Is it limited digital infrastructure? So a business analysis use data, market assessment, and stakeholder analysis, to understand why these gaps persist in African setting and how to design realistic solutions that fit local economies. So that's something that I really want to put forward. And then my second thought will be, if you look at the level of Africa, we have what is called the African Union Agenda 2063, and we have the Africa Free Continental Trade Area. We have the Green Transition Agenda. We have our own national development plans. So even at the level of peace, Mona talk about she's a peace enthusiast. Me also, I am. Now, even in the aspect of peace, how can we, implement the UN Security Council Resolution 2250? That is youth peace and security being involved at the center stage of all negotiation when it comes to peace. Now, business analysis will help translate these continental visions into local interventions, making sure that youth initiatives contribute directly to Africa's long-term growth. So that's what business analysis does. Now, the third one, I've mentioned it earlier on, survive beyond donor funding. Now, many African initiatives collapse. As a youth development specialist, think about that. Many African initiatives collapse when external funding ends. So, bringing or introducing business analysis here will will do the benefit analysis. You have mentioned it earlier on risk assessment, ownership strategies, and scalability plans, because this allows hubs, innovation centers, entrepreneurship programs to become self-sustaining and community owned over time. Because without it, it's gonna fail, and it becomes a white elephant project, as we call it in the Gambia. So, my second to last point will be that's a very important part, which is the public-private collaboration, which Africa needs urgently, because this help to connect governments, local businesses, startups, academia, and development partners by clarifying roles, expectations, and value proposition. This is very important because this coordination prevents duplication and ensures that African youth programs are not fragmented, or like young people are not working in silos to gain for profit. Now, most importantly, it improves monitoring, evaluation, and learning systems, which are often weak in African institutions. So, by setting clear indicators, like we call it in management, impact metrics and data reporting tools, this will help our governments, NGOs, or even our project. Okay, you know what is not working, what is working, where we need to adjust the strength, accountability, building trust among communities and partners. So that's the importance of involving as a business like youth development specialist. And again, lastly, it empowers. If I'm thinking business analysis, like to me, it empowers young Africans to become co-creators of solutions. Because when you bring a project for a young person, it's just like the heart's ladder of engagement. Adults bring initiative and co-create with young people. It becomes sustainable and they own it, right? Because we are not just like beneficiaries. Now it will be through human-centered design, like from the prototyping aspect, from the problem analysis, because it helps people lead innovation in agriculture, in climate change, in digital transformation, and governance sector, because that's it. But in short, uh, business analysis will help me as a youth development specialist from having good ideas to transformational, sustainable solution, because they make my program more strategic, more scalable, and tailored to African realities. Because my work strengthening system in terms of reducing waste, in terms of ensuring African youths are the continent's biggest asset, and also become drivers of more stable and prosperous young people of Africa. So in short, that's what I wanted to share. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Basiru. I could see myself really bringing value in your space as a business analyst. Bringing structure and clarity, that's something we do very well. Business analysts come into a place which is chaotic and put things in order. So definitely we can bring value there. We know how to translate visions, big visions into tasks, actions that can be realized. And at the level of initiation, at the level of design, we can help build projects that can be sustainable beyond the initial funding, like you said. And with our skills in stakeholder management, we can help with these public-private partnerships and collaborations, right? And in all of these areas that you've mentioned, especially co-creating solutions with the different stakeholders, the youth and the older people or the adults, as you call them. So thank you so much for that view. And definitely my horizons have been broadened today where I can apply business analysis. So I hope that everyone in the audience, especially the BAs, could see opportunities in that and they can contact you if they want to work in your space, they want to explore that area. I hope you're open to that. Our speakers, Mona and Basiru, are contactable on LinkedIn, so feel free to get in touch with them. Thank you so much. Now, I will hand over to the audience to ask their questions. Feel free, everyone, if you have questions or if you have contributions to the conversation, you can do that. I will hand over to Julie because she raised her hand first. And I would appreciate it if Mona and Basiru, you can switch your videos on so that our speakers, our audience can see you when you're answering the questions. Thank you so much. Julie, over to you. Julie, I hope you're able to unmute yourself. Well, while waiting for her, there is a question in the Q&A. And it's not specified who this is addressed to, but I think it could apply to both Mona and Basiru. So the question is, concerning your project, what are the percentages achieved throughout your sustainability plan? I wish the person who asked this question could clarify that, but Mona, if you get the question, maybe you can answer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Florence. So the question is concerning your projects, what are the percentage achieved through your sustainability plans? I don't know for which project specifically, but maybe I just have to present some of our achievement as a company. And also after answering these questions, I will also paste our sustainability report links in the chat so that those who want to actually go through it will have more information about what we are doing in terms of sustainability. So if I just take a dimension like diversity and inclusion, for those who have worked in MTN Cameroon for the last 10 years, for example, they will tell you that 10 to 15 years back in our top management, in our executive committee, you were barely seeing a woman. Like 8 years back, or yes, 8 to 7 years back, we had our first CEO who was the only female in that executive team. But today, in 2025, at MTN Cameroon, over 11 executive committee members, you have 6 women. So we were able to actually reverse the tendencies and have more women in that room. That's actually a sustainable, a diversity goal. We also have goals like still talking about diversity and inclusion. We have some initiative like the one we created for people with for visual impaired people. We created a specific, a dedicated line so they don't have to they don't have to go to our service center. They can call us directly and have a dedicated service that is offered to them. And going into the same line, last year we trained our front line on sign languages. That's to actually attend to customer who will come and will be having difficulties to speak. And talking about digital, for that one, everything is just digital. I will just take one of the example I took. Today at MTN, you're barely seeing someone taking a pen to sign a paper. We have digital solutions that have been put in place. Everyone is signing documents digitally. So those are the types of initiatives. It They are not costly, you understand, but they're actually helping in reducing and actually helping to achieve all these goals. Before, when I was joining MTN, that was 16 years ago, when there was a product that was launched, no matter the product, promotion, products, the trainer will leave Douala and travel around the country to come and train us. Today, with our changing market, as soon as the product is launched, the next 10 minutes, they're just sending you a link, connect, this, we are connected, everyone is trained, and when the customer call, we can give him the right information. Today is even more, it's going more faster with with AI. We have some AI solutions that are really, really changing the game, and we are so happy that we are actually helping the communities, bringing the informations and the products to everyone, no matter where you are in Cameroon. You are just feeling as if you are in Douala. So those are the kinds of initiatives that I can just share with you. Thank you. Yeah, sorry.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that answer, Mona. I don't know if there's any other question from the attendees. Imani, go ahead.
Okay, I hope you can hear me well. Yellow Mona, Yellow Basiru. Thank you very much for a great presentation. I think it's not a question, but rather a contribution or eureka that I had when I listened to you. I think I truly appreciate how you speak. I think you said one at the beginning, how your role was about manifesting the value for customers. And oddly enough, throughout the 1 hour and a half that we spoke, we didn't speak about money. We didn't speak about value in terms of, commercial value, but we spoke about people. We spoke about, in a certain way, purpose. And I think that is, so like I said, a bit of a eureka. Before this session, every time I heard about sustainability, I thought about it as a social aspect. As in, it's not me doing it. It has to be a social person, like someone who learns about NGOs and so on. And it's very nice to think about our business, not only on monetary, but to think about I think we see it with fintech and certain of these products, but that it does have impact on people, like you said, our grandchildren. So now when I work, I'll think of, oh, I'm doing it so that my grandchildren's life can be affected. So thank you. Thank you for that.
Lovely feedback there, Imani. Thank you so much. That's why we do this, right? So that we can have these eureka moments. We can start to think differently based on what our experts share. Thank you. Any other question from the audience? Or a contribution? As you said, even contributions are welcome. Yes, Horace.
Okay, I don't know. Can I speak in French? I think I will feel comfortable.
Yeah. You can
Okay.
speak in French, yes.
En fait, moi, j'ai fait la science des matériaux, donc je me suis spécialisé un peu dans le
Sorry,
marketing.
Horace, your sound is not very clear. I don't know if you're using headphones, but it's not very clear.
I'm using headphones. Is it clear now? Or that I have to speak louder? C'est mieux maintenant? Ok.
Un peu mieux.
C'est mieux.
Ok. Oui. En fait, j'ai fait la science des matériaux, j'ai étudié sciences des matériaux, mais lorsqu'on va en profondeur de tout ce qui est comme ressources utilisées, par exemple, dans les panneaux solaires, et qu'on pense, par exemple, on pense recyclage, je ne sais pas vraiment si l'Afrique est déjà en mesure de le faire. Et lorsqu'on parle de voitures électriques, je ne sais pas parce que, bon, là, je suis aussi, j'ai travaillé un peu, pas que j'ai travaillé un peu dans le domaine de l'automobile. J'ai travaillé dans les voitures électriques, bon, en tant qu'analyste et tout. Et aussi, j'avais vraiment une claire idée de tout ce qui est comme batterie, tout ce qui est comme batterie utilisée là-dedans. Bon, je vois beaucoup cette tendance aussi en Afrique où où l'on prend déjà des voitures électriques. Bon, certaines personnes, c'est vrai que le pourcentage, il est minime en fait. Mais je pense que c'est pas aussi vraiment, déjà même en termes de réchauffement climatique, bien en fait. Parce qu'on présente juste le décor de la chose en fait, mais c'est plus deep que ça en fait. Donc, il y a des tendances généralement que l'Afrique veut copier facilement à l'Europe, alors que l'Europe est encore en train de traîner en ce qui concerne nos équipages et tout et tout. Donc, je pense que c'est parce que, par exemple, sur la présentation de Mona Lisa, j'ai vu bon, la voiture électrique et tout. J'étais un peu dubitatif parce que je me suis dit non, c'est pas encore vraiment à l'Afrique vraiment de relever ces défis. Vu notre situation, quand je regarde aussi la situation du Cameroun et tout, on a encore beaucoup à relever en termes de recyclage, même déjà de plastique et tout. Donc, avant d'entrer dans le domaine un peu purement, qui est encore plus scientifique, le domaine des batteries, le domaine des panneaux solaires, c'est parce qu'avec à long terme, si on n'a pas vraiment amélioré, je vais dire, notre niveau en termes de recyclage de toutes ces batteries, vraiment, ça doit constituer pour l'Afrique un désastre, en fait. Vu juste tout ce qu'on importe, tout ce que l'Afrique prend en termes je sais pas, les vieilles machines, par exemple, qui sont transportées en Afrique et tout, que l'on ne parvient même pas déjà à trouver des solutions pour cela encore. Donc, mais j'étais vraiment très ébloui déjà pour les deux présentations, à comprendre déjà un peu tout ce qui est comme BA, parce que moi, je viens un peu d'un domaine vraiment différent. Je vais dire différent, mais je comprends quand même vraiment tout ce qui se passe. C'est vrai quand on parle du management, je comprends les thèmes, un peu les rôles et tout. Et tout. Vraiment, j'étais très émerveillé de voir surtout les deux projets au niveau de Basiru qui travaille avec les jeunes et surtout Mona Lisa au travers des projets de recycling, que ce soit des puces, que ce soit des autres composants des téléphones, vraiment. C'est, ça donne vraiment l'envie vraiment de s'investir dans le domaine de faire le peu que l'on peut faire en fait. Donc, c'est ça ma contribution en fait. Merci encore.
Merci beaucoup, Horace. Thank you so much, Horace, for that perspective. Really, you're saying from your experience working in Europe, and it seems like in Africa we still have a long way to go. But as Mona presented, there is progress. There are projects that are targeting sustainability metrics, and Basiru in his work tries to integrate sustainability into his youth development projects, because if not, otherwise they are one shot successes and there's nothing else afterwards. So the chantier is very big, but there is a lot of opportunity in that as well, and there's a lot that is happening too. So yes, you're welcome to join that join that big chantier with your expertise so that we can achieve these sustainability goals in Africa. Thank you so much
Great.
for
Yeah.
that, Ohas.
Florence, can I add
Anyone else would like
something?
to add? Yes, please.
Yes. Alors, merci, hein, merci d'avoir partagé ce que tu fais avec nous, Horace. Juste pour répondre à la question que tu as posée avant d'aller dans le reste de détails. Aujourd'hui, les objectifs de développement durable qu'on appelle Sustainable Development Goals en anglais concernent tout le monde, pays pauvres comme pays en voie de développement, comme pays développés. Tous ces pays ont des KPIs, des contributions qui ont été mesurées sur la base de leur niveau de développement, sur la base de leurs ressources, et chacun à sa manière doit pouvoir y contribuer. Au niveau du Cameroun, je vais te surprendre, il y a plein d'initiatives qui sont menées. Elles ne sont pas toujours communiquées de la manière dont on l'aurait souhaité, même au niveau des entreprises, parce que ce n'est pas quelque chose qui apporte nécessairement une valeur financière, parce qu'on aime bien se vanter du revenu qu'on a pu produire pendant une certaine période, mais certaines entreprises sont beaucoup plus reluctantes à mettre en avant ce qu'elles font en termes de durabilité. Et tout effort contribue vraiment à cet objectif qui est le nôtre. Tout effort. Il y a des initiatives de recyclage au Cameroun énormément et il y a de plus en plus même d'entreprises dans le cadre de mes activités. Lorsque j'étais dans l'équipe ESG de MTN Cameroun, nous avons collaboré avec un jeune, Red Place, qui nous a monté un mini-incubateur avec des matériaux de récupération et que nous avons offert au lycée bilingue, au lycée polyvalent de Bonabéry. Et là-bas, qu'est-ce que les élèves faisaient? Les élèves collectaient dans les bouteilles vides là, écrasaient dans ces bouteilles et fabriquaient des pavés écologiques qui étaient donc revendus. Donc, c'était un projet à la fois d'économie circulaire, si tu veux un peu, de montrer comment est-ce que des jeunes encore scolarisés peuvent à leur manière contribuer à atteindre ces objectifs-là. Pour prendre encore, pour te donner un autre exemple, l'année passée, au niveau de MTN Cameroun, nous avons lancé une initiative avec 7 autres grandes entreprises au Cameroun, notamment UBA, notamment Chanas Assurance. Il y avait 7 grosses entreprises, elles ne me reviennent pas toutes. Et le but, c'était donc de constituer un consortium qui va donc travailler sur des entreprises de durabilité, tirer les autres entreprises afin que ensemble on puisse travailler et aider le pays à atteindre ses objectifs. Donc Florence l'a dit tout à l'heure, la moisson est grande. Nous comptons également sur vous de la diaspora de nous dire voilà quelles sont voilà quelles sont les initiatives qui sont entreprises ici, connaissant le contexte camerounais, voilà ce que ensemble nous pouvons faire. C'est pourquoi dans ces objectifs de développement durable, tu en as qui parlent justement de la collaboration, de se mettre ensemble, de la coopération parce qu'ensemble, nous sommes plus forts pour pouvoir atteindre ces objectifs. Donc, moi, je suis ouverte. Je pense que IBA nous offre une belle plateforme de collaboration. Tout à l'heure, on parlait d'un meet and greet. Et c'est à partir des petites initiatives comme celle-ci, en fait, que nous pouvons construire de grandes choses. Donc, je suis ouverte, nous sommes ouverts à collaborer avec toi et ça servira au bien, pas seulement à notre bien, mais également à celui des générations futures. Merci encore pour ta contribution.
Merci pour le feedback. Merci.
There is a question in the chat from William. Who enforces sustainability in Cameroon? And how can BAs navigate institutional fragmentation? Mona, can you give it a
Okay.
try?
Yeah. I'll not say in Cameroon. I prefer to say globally, who is leading the sustainability effort is the United Nations. So from the moment that you are a country which is part of the United Nations, as I said, you have some national determined contributions that are assigned to you. And everything, let it be your strategy, let it be your development plan for your country, actually has to integrate those KPIs. If you look at the Cameroon, comment on appelle ça? la SND 30, le document de développement. I'll put it in the chat. You will realize that everything is set there to actually meet this development goal. I was actually surprised when I went through that document that, oh, so this is planned in Cameroon. Why are we not doing this? So all these ministries, they have KPIs. They have KPIs. And it's our role. Sometimes we even work on it without knowing that we are actually contributing. That's why we have to create this awareness so that each time we are working, okay, I'm actually contributing. Let me really sit down and give the best so that we can achieve it. And also, c'est un idéal. To come back to Horace, c'est un idéal. That's where it's a vision. If everything is going well, it's something that we want to achieve going forward. So all our efforts just have to be going throughout it. What was the second part of the question about the BA? Where is the chat again?
How can
Florence, what was the
navigate?
second part of the question?
Yes. How can BAs navigate institutional fragmentation? I don't know if William can clarify that, but do you understand what that means, Mona? I'm not so
No,
sure.
not the institutional fragmentation. I don't know if he's talking about transformation. I don't know if it is restructuration, transformation. If he can clarify, it will actually help us to give an answer.
William, if you are in a position to speak, can you clarify that last part? Okay. It seems he may not be. All right. Well, while waiting for William, okay, he asked for a minute. Okay, is there anyone else who has a question or contribution? Unfortunately, our other speaker, Basiru, had to leave earlier, but Mona is still here for us.
Florence, do they have access to the chat? Because I've pasted some links there. Can you confirm that they can access to it?
Okay, you pasted them to the panelists. So what I'll do is I will take this down, I'll take them, and I'll make sure that I share them afterwards in the communication after the event. These links will be there. All right, anyone else? Any last question, last contribution? I see some people, maybe they are not able to speak. Let me... Okay. Okay. And okay. Right. So I think the others who were not able to intervene, now you have the possibility to do so. Julie, welcome back. You had a question earlier. Can you ask the question now?
Désolée, j'ai été déconnectée. Je crois que c'est mon réseau qui dérangeait. Bon, ma question, c'était par rapport à comment est-ce que la business analysis intervient dans les outils de développement durable. C'est vrai que vous avez expliqué, mais je n'ai pas bien saisi. C'était ça ma question.
Alors, merci pour ta
Mais utilisez
question, Julie.
pour
Alors,
utiliser
comme si
mieux
tu n'as
ces
pas
outils de
fini.
développement durable.
Alors, à un moment donné, ça s'est coupé. J'ai suivi ta question jusqu'au fond. Tu as dit que à quel niveau est-ce que les business analysts interviennent dans les projets de développement durable? La suite, je ne l'ai pas suivie. Si tu peux la répéter.
Oui, c'est comment utiliser les outils de BA pour tirer le maximum des outils de développement durable. Donc, comment les manager ensemble.
Pardon. D'accord. Alors, la première des choses que je vais dire, c'est que les projets de développement ne sont pas tant que ça différents des projets que tu peux mener dans le IT, que tu peux mener dans le domaine de la santé. La démarche est la même. Et tout à l'heure, dans ma présentation, j'ai essayé un peu d'énumérer certaines choses que le business analyst pouvait faire. Je vais peut-être remettre ça à l'écran et puis en expliquant, je pourrais te donner des exemples beaucoup plus concrets. Déjà, tu exerces dans quel domaine ou quel est le domaine qui te parle? Comme ça, je saurais exactement quel type d'exemple prendre.
Je suis dans le domaine de l'IT, les bases de données, l'analyse de données, la donnée en fait, sécurité et comme ça.
Ok, d'accord. Alors, dans le domaine même de l'IT, parce que moi également, je suis dans le domaine de l'IT, ça s'applique encore plus. Donc, tout à l'heure, je donnais en fait des... J'ai d'abord présenté un canevas que j'ai appelé le P5 qui nous donne un peu, c'est une espèce de guide de ce que nous pouvons faire en tant qu'analyste business, analyste d'affaires ou en tant que gestionnaire de projet. Donc, une des choses là à l'écran, c'est de se rassurer que dans les projets que nous avons l'intention de lancer, qui est une inclusion digitale. Pour les projets digitaux, aide déjà dans une certaine mesure, contribue dans une certaine mesure à, à ces objectifs de développement durable. Pourquoi? Parce que si je prends seulement le cas du papier, s'il fallait que cette session soit dans une salle, il aurait fallu que on soit en train de payer la climatisation. Il aurait fallu que cette présentation qui est à l'écran soit imprimée et remise à chacun d'entre nous. Et au moment de l'impression, on aurait utilisé de l'encre. Il y a plein de considérations qui seraient entrées en jeu. Il aurait fallu que chacun se déplace de là où il est. On serait en train d'émettre des gaz à effet de serre dans notre atmosphère. Mais parce que nous sommes en ligne, nous avons pu réduire toutes ces consommations-là et c'est quelque chose qui est bénéfique pour la planète. Maintenant, on nous dit par exemple que dans le cadre de ce canevas, on doit veiller à collaborer avec toutes les parties prenantes et nous rassurer que nous prenons en considération les différentes perspectives lorsque nous sommes en train de designer un projet. Pourquoi? Parce que le projet, le premier bénéficiaire d'un projet, quel qu'il soit, c'est l'humain. Et nous devons donc, nous avons la responsabilité de mettre l'humain au centre de nos projets afin de nous rassurer que le produit final que nous allons mettre sur le marché ne sera pas un produit qui vient détruire notre planète, ne sera pas un produit utilisé juste pour des besoins futiles, mais un produit qui vient répondre à un besoin que nous aurions identifié en tant que business analyst et qui pourra rester dans la durabilité et servir des générations futures. Nous voulons en fait que bien qu'il y ait de l'innovation, que nous puissions avoir des produits pérennes. Aujourd'hui, lorsque nous visitons des monuments anciens ou des œuvres d'art, tout le monde est transporté devant la beauté, devant le niveau de détail que ces personnes ont mis dans ces produits-là. Et aujourd'hui, des centaines d'années plus tard, nous sommes en train de les utiliser. Je prends le cas ici en Afrique des pyramides d'Égypte, par exemple. Ce sont Nous allons passer, nos enfants, nous le souhaitons, vont voir ces pyramides, les générations futures. On est en train de tout faire pour préserver ces merveilles-là afin que tout le monde puisse en bénéficier. Donc, si nous travaillons par exemple dans la construction, au moment de construire une maison, nous construisons pas juste wassa wassa parce que, OK, on m'a demandé de construire une maison, je cherche le matériel le moins cher et tout ça. On doit avoir à l'esprit les considérations écologiques. Est-ce que le matériel que je vais utiliser est un matériel pérenne? Est-ce que le type d'électricité que je vais mettre est vert dans la mesure du possible? Vraiment, c'est dans la mesure du possible et dans la limite de nos moyens. Prendre toutes ces considérations-là et nous rassurer que nous sommes en train de construire quelque chose qui est bien, pas seulement pour l'utilisateur, mais pour toute la communauté. Donc, c'est en fait de garder ça à l'esprit lorsque nous sommes en train de travailler. Je ne sais pas si ça répond à ta préoccupation.
Oui, oui, ça répond à ma préoccupation. Et je vois aussi que quand tu expliquais là, je vois qu'on doit aussi inclure, je ne sais pas si je vais dire le contrôle qualité. Est-ce que le contrôle qualité entre aussi dans la durabilité, quoi?
Tout à fait, tout à fait. Voilà. Ici, j'ai parlé du lean management. C'est un
Oui,
process qui inclut la qualité et la réduction justement des déchets, si je peux le dire ainsi, la réduction des processus. Comment est-ce qu'on fait pour optimiser les processus et éviter les pertes tout au long de l'exécution de la gestion du projet? Donc,
ok.
tu vois que chacun, à un moment donné, se retrouve dans ce canevas, quel que soit le domaine dans lequel nous opérons, à un moment donné, en faisant un mapping avec notre activité, on va nous retrouver exactement le type d'application qui peut être fait dès demain lorsque nous arrivons au travail. La collaboration, tout le monde peut le faire. Est-ce que nous prenons en compte les exigences de toutes les parties prenantes lorsque nous sommes en train de développer un produit pour éviter que lorsque nous sommes à 80 ou à 90% d'exécution, qu'on vienne nous dire que non, le prototype n'est pas satisfaisant, il faut le détruire complètement et reprendre. Ça fait une perte. Ça fait des énergies qui ont été dépensées, ça fait des ressources qui seront dispersées dans la planète ou sur la planète qui auront été engagées. Pourtant, on aurait pu éviter ça si nous avions pris en compte les différentes considérations des parties prenantes. Donc, c'est en fait ça l'idée, quoi.
Ok,
Okay,
merci
thank you
beaucoup.
so much. Thank you so much for that detailed answer. Merci aussi, Julie, pour la question qui a permis d'apporter et le français là me dépasse aujourd'hui. Plus d'éclaircissement sur certains points. Okay, and it is time for us to end the session. Our time has run out. But I'm very happy with how it all went. I'm so thankful to Mona Lisa and Basiru who gave us their expertise and their time. I'm thankful to all of you who joined who attended, who joined the conversation. Thank you so much. This session is recorded. As you know, we will share the link to access the recording for those who want to revisit it. And don't hesitate to get in touch with Mona and Basiru to continue the conversation, or to us in the IIBA team, myself, William, the president, and Alix, who is our representative in Cameroon. Thank you to you all. I wish you all a wonderful Friday night. Enjoy your weekend and stay in touch with IIBA Cameroon. We have many more interesting events to come. Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
Florence.
Thank you
Thank you
so
for having
much.
me. Goodbye.
Thank you, Mona Lisa. Thank you for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm.